Today's story follows a young woman named Lily, who, during a nerve-wracking job interview, brought along a necklace that belonged to her mother, a seemingly small choice that would ultimately change her life. Lily never imagined that her mother's necklace, an old, delicate piece she wore for comfort, would draw her new boss's attention in a way that left both of them stunned. Lily was a recent college graduate, bright, ambitious, and ready to start her career. She came from humble beginnings, and she had seen her single mother work incredibly hard to provide for their family. Her mother, Sarah, was Lily's rock and roll model. Despite facing countless challenges, she always encouraged Lily to work hard, dream big, and believe in herself. When Lily landed an interview for a high-paying position at a prestigious company, she knew how important it was for her future and her family. She was nervous, but she also felt a sense of pride. She'd worked so hard to reach this point. On the morning of the interview, Lily decided to wear her mother's necklace. It wasn't flashy or valuable in a monetary sense, but it held immense sentimental value. Sarah had always worn it when she was working long hours or going through difficult times, and Lily felt like wearing it was a way to keep her mother's strength close to her. As Lily walked into the impressive office building, her nerves kicked in. She took a deep breath, clutching the necklace, and reminded herself that she was capable and prepared. She entered the room and greeted the hiring manager, Mr. Roberts, a man known for his no-nonsense attitude and high standards. He glanced at her resume and asked her a series of challenging questions. Lily answered confidently, but she noticed that Mr. Roberts kept glancing at her neck. At first, Lily thought it might be a sign of disinterest or distraction, but as the interview continued, Mr. Roberts seemed to be growing more and more intrigued. Finally, he paused, staring intently at her necklace. "Excuse me," he said, leaning forward slightly, "but that necklace, where did you get it?" Lily was taken aback by the unexpected question. She hesitated for a moment before explaining, "It belonged to my mother. She gave it to me for good luck. It's been in our family for as long as I can remember." Mr. Roberts' expression shifted. His previously stern demeanor softened, and he looked at the necklace with an emotion that Lily couldn't quite place. After a long pause, he spoke, his voice barely above a whisper. "I recognize that necklace," he said, almost to himself. "I thought it was gone forever." Lily was confused. "You recognize it?" Mr. Roberts nodded, his gaze distant. "I gave that necklace to someone very special many years ago." He looked up at Lily, and she could see the shock and disbelief in his eyes. "I gave it to my wife." Lily's heart skipped a beat. Her mind raced, trying to process what he was saying. It couldn't be possible. Her mother had never mentioned anything about this. "My mother's name is Sarah," Lily said cautiously, watching his reaction. Mr. Roberts looked at her, stunned. "Sarah," he repeated softly. "Sarah was my wife." Lily felt her entire world shift. Could it be that the man sitting across from her, the man she was interviewing with, was her father? She had grown up without a father, with her mother always telling her that he had left a long time ago. But she never spoke of him beyond that. This revelation left her feeling as though the ground had been pulled out from under her. Mr. Roberts seemed equally shaken. He took a moment to collect himself, and then he looked at Lily with tears in his eyes. "Sarah was my wife many years ago. We had a family, but I made mistakes. I left and I lost contact with her. I've regretted it every day since. I thought about trying to find her, but I was too ashamed." Lily couldn't believe what she was hearing. This man was her father, a person she had never known and had never expected to find in the middle of a job interview. She was overwhelmed with conflicting emotions, shock, confusion, anger, and an unexpected sense of connection. Taking a deep breath, she asked, "Why did you leave?" Mr. Roberts sighed, his face a mixture of regret and sadness. "At the time, I was young and foolish. I thought I needed to focus on my career, and I convinced myself that I couldn't provide the life that Sarah and our family deserved. I've regretted it every day." I didn't know that I had a daughter." The silence in the room was deafening. Lily didn't know how to respond. Part of her wanted to walk out and leave this man behind, just as he had left her and her mother. But another part of her, a quieter but insistent part, felt curious. She wanted to understand, to piece together the story that her mother had never fully shared with her. After a long pause, she spoke softly. "She never told me about you. She just said that you were gone." Mr. Roberts nodded, looking down at the floor. "I can't blame her. I hurt her deeply. I tried to reach out once or twice, but I thought she had moved on, and I didn't want to disrupt her life any further. But seeing that necklace, it brought everything back." Lily looked down at the necklace, realizing that it was much more than a good luck charm. It was a link to a past she hadn't known existed, a connection to a father she never knew. In that moment, she felt a rush of emotions: anger at the years lost, sadness for her mother's heartache, and a flicker of hope for a relationship she had never imagined. Seeing her struggle, Mr. Roberts spoke again, his voice thick with emotion. "Lily, I know I can't make up for the past, but if you're willing, I would like the chance to get to know you, to be part of your life in whatever way you're comfortable with. And if you'll let me, I'd like to help support you in your career and anything else you need." Lily didn't respond right away. She was still processing everything, her mind whirling. She had come to the interview hoping for a job, but she was leaving with something she hadn't even known she was missing: a connection to her father, a chance to build a relationship that she had thought was lost forever. In the end, she decided to give him a chance. She wanted to learn more about him, to understand the man who had been absent from her life for so long. They agreed to meet again, outside of the workplace, to start to build a relationship. It wouldn't be easy, and there was a lot of healing to do. But Lily felt a sense of closure and possibility. She was finally getting answers to questions she had carried with her for years. As she left the office, she clutched her mother's necklace, feeling its familiar weight against her chest. It was a reminder of her mother's love and strength, and now, a symbol of a new chapter. She knew there were many conversations ahead, both with her mother and with her father, but for the first time, she felt a sense of peace and resolution. This story reminds us that life is full of unexpected twists and turns. Sometimes, when we least expect it, we find connections that change everything we thought we knew. For Lily, a simple job interview led to the discovery of her father, a person she had never known but who had always been a part of her story. Thank you for watching. If you were moved by Lily's story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more stories that inspire. And remember, sometimes life's biggest surprises come when we're least expecting them. Until next time, keep an open heart and never underestimate the power of a small act, because you never know where it might lead.